entertainment industry. Who are the key bidders? What iconic franchisee is Netflix acquiring, which is namely DC, which is comics, HBO, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, etc., etc. And what does this colossal WBD deal means for all of us consumers? Let's find out. Imagine the biggest battle in Hollywood history. Not on screen, but behind the scenes. A war for content, for subscribers, for very soul of the entertainment. For years, we have watched these streaming giants, duke it like, but nothing has come close to sheer scale of the audacity of what we are about to discuss right now. This isn't just about a company buying another company. This is about a seismic shift, $100 billion question mark hanging over the Hollywood's crown. Today we are diving into the explosive, hypothetical, but intensely plausible Netflix versus Warner Brother Discovery bidding war. The entertainment landscape is a battlefield. Netflix, once the undisputed king, faces fierce competition. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, they are all vying for attention and your subscription dollars. Then there is a Warner Brother Discovery, a behemoth born from a massive merger itself, home to some of the most valuable intellectual property on the planet. From the magic of Harry Potter to gritty realm of HBO and the action of DC Universe to the factual appeal of Discovery, WBD holds the key to kingdoms. So, what if Netflix, in a bold, almost desperate move to secure its future, decides to go all in and try to acquire it all? What would that look like, and what would it cost? Let us explore the 100 billion war for Hollywood's crown. First, let's understand Netflix's motivation. For years, their strategy was simple: spend big on original content, attract subscribers globally, and grow, grow, grow. But the growth has slowed, competition has intensified, and the cost of creating new hits shows from the scratch is astronomical and risky. They have tried everything: password crackdown, ad supported tiers, but the fundamental challenge remains: how do you maintain your market dominance when everyone else is catching up and building their own content arsenals? The answer for some of the strategists is simple: don't just create content, own the most valuable content libraries. And no single entity outside of Disney holds more coveted IP than Warner Brothers Discovery. Imagine Netflix not just licensing Friends for a few years, but owning the entire Warner Brothers television and film library forever. Imagine them not just streaming House of the Dragon, but owning HBO's outright. That's the power play, and that's the motivation. Let's talk about the crown jewels. If the Netflix were to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery, the sheer scale of content they would instantly control is breathtaking. Let's understand HBO. The HBO's undisputed leader in prestige television: Game of Thrones, Last of Us, Succession, White Lotus, critically acclaimed and subscriber pull. Let's understand DC Comics. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, a universe of superheroes with massive global appeal, ripped for series, films, and animated projects exclusively on Netflix. Let's go to Warner Brothers. Harry Potter, Lord of Rings, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, classical Hollywood cinema, decades of beloved stories and character that transcends generations. What about Discovery? From Shark Week to 90 Days Fiancé, a treasure trove of unscripted reality, the factual programming that appeals to a different but equally valuable demographic. So CNN, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network. While some linear channels might be spun off, the underlying content rights, especially for animation and sports, are gold mine. This isn't just control, it's a cultural bedrock. It's a guarantee of a steady stream of beloved, high quality programming for decades without having to start from the scratch. It's ultimate defense and offensive move in the streaming wars. Now, for the elephant in the room, the price. As of current market valuation, Warner Brother Discovery itself is a massive company, recently valued in the range of tens of billions of dollars. But a takeover isn't just about market cap, it requires a premium, a significant premium to convince shareholders to sell. And in existing debt that Netflix would inherit, the cost quickly skyrockets. We are talking about deal that could easily exceed $80 billion, perhaps even touching $100 billion mark once all is said and done. This would be one of the largest media acquisition in history. How would Netflix finance such a move? It would be a complex mix of new debt, potentially issuing new stocks, diluting current shareholders by raising capital, and leveraging their own significant cash flow. This isn't a purchase, it's an economic earthquake. It's a bet the company kind of move that only a few entities in the world could even contemplate. Even if Netflix had the money, getting this deal done would be a Herculean task. Regulatory scrutiny, antitrust regulators, particularly in the US and Europe, would pour over this deal like hawks. The combined entity would control such a massive chunk of content and distribution that concerns about monopolies and market dominance would be immediate and intense. They might be forced to sell off certain assets like specific channels or even entire IP libraries to get an approval. There are a lot of integration challenges as well. Merging two massive companies, each with its own distinct corporate culture, is notoriously difficult. Netflix is known for the data-driven, relatively flat hierarchy. WBD is, legacy media company with deep roots in traditional Hollywood. Bringing these two worlds together, especially with different compensation structure and creative philosophies, would be a monumental effort. $100 billion acquisition would load Netflix with staggering amount of debt. They would severely limit their future spending on new projects or other strategic moves for years to come, forcing an intense focus on profitability and efficiency. This isn't just signing a check, it's navigating a minefield of legal, financial, and human challenges. Many mega mergers fail to deliver on their promise due to these very issues. If this deal were to happen, the ripple effects would be felt across the entire entertainment industry. Uh, the streaming war, basically, that will end or intensify, we don't know. Netflix would become even more dominant force, potentially pushing smaller streamers out of the market or forcing other media giants like Disney or Paramount to make their own desperate counter moves, sparking a new wave of consolidation. There could be a talent scramble. Writers, directors, actors, they would all be negotiating with truly titanic forces. While it might offer more consistent work, it could also reduce bargaining power as an option because there are no options. Option shrinks. Would Netflix, known for its direct-to-streaming model, continue to support major, theoretical releases from Warner Brothers, or would we see even more blockbuster debut straight to our living room, further challenging this cinema experience? For you, the viewers, this could mean one incredible, powerful streaming service with an unparalleled library, but it could also mean less competition, potentially higher prices, and fewer independent voices getting a platform. So, 100 billion war for Hollywood's crown may be hypothetical for now, but the strategic thinking behind it is very real. Netflix need a game changer. Warner Brother Discovery holds some of the most valuable key to the kingdom. The question isn't if the streaming war will continue to escalate, but how these giants will adapt, evolve, or potentially merge to secure their place at the top. Would Netflix become an unstoppable content superpower, or would the weight of such an acquisition crush them? Only time would tell. But one thing is clear, the future of Hollywood is being bought and sold piece by piece as these titans battle for the ultimate dominance. If you found this analysis insightful, make sure to like this video and subscribe our channel for more deep dives into the business of entertainment. And I will keep cracking on the biggest moves in Hollywood. Thanks for joining live. Thanks for watching. I will catch you again in the next one.